Well, this is a big decision here. Nolan Smith making his comments about whether he'll return in 2022 for the Georgia Bulldogs, and he writes to everyone, "What a ride it's been during my junior season. I feel I've grown tremendously during my time at Georgia thus far. As both a football player and as a man, I can't express what it meant to me to bring a national championship home to Georgia. After careful consideration, I've decided to return to Georgia for my senior season and continue with what we've been building. Let's run this thing back. Go Dogs." So this is it has been expected from Nolan. I don't think this is really shocking at all. It does let you set your defensive front now, at least with two guys, with Jalen Carter and the return of Nolan Smith. So that will really help the Dogs quite a bit on the defensive side of the ball next year. Uh, Tramel Walthour is going to be around. Stackhouse, Brinson, Norton, Mitchell, Logue, Jefferson, Dean, Ingram, Hawkins, and obviously Jalen Carter. And I think with some of the young guys that are coming in, that is something to pay attention to too. This defensive line at Georgia will be one of the best in the country again. Mikael Williams coming in helps a lot. That guy is a straight up killer from Columbus. Very good player. And we'll see what Bear Alexander has to say about his part of the rotation. But with Zion Logue, you've got a guy who's played a lot for Georgia, just not in the spotlight. And Trammell has played a fair amount. Warren Brinson has played a fair amount. Obviously Jalen and beyond. So this is a defensive front that will lose guys like Jordan Davis, obviously Jordan Devontae will that those two guys in particular will be tough to deal with. And then the loss of Trayvon Walker. So three of your sort of spotlight guys are gone, but probably your between Trayvon Walker and Jalen Carter, between you, one of those two guys is your best player on the defensive line. Just the capability to do whatever you want to do. Those guys are both first round guys, I think, and you're going to return Carter, and that will help you a lot with the return of Nolan Smith and the addition of some of the players I mentioned. I don't know how good Bear Alexander is. If he's as good as it's been made out to be, then this is going to be an exceptional Georgia defense again. But it's always, you know, this time of year when you see players like Nolan decide to come back, I think it was the right move for him because he can skyrocket up the draft board with a solid season. He played really well from the Florida game on, but there were so many guys on the defensive line that Nolan's contributions can. This sounds bad, but it's I don't mean it bad. He can disappear. I mean, you know, it was hard to do anything on this defensive line. And with the linebackers and so forth, we've not heard from Quay Walker. Quay Walker could come back for a senior season, a super senior season. So, but for Nolan, this is a guy who still is living up to his potential. He's getting there. It's not done yet for him. And I know again, I've said this, I'm going to continue to say this. This was the right move for Nolan to me. Now, listen, just real quick while I'm talking about it, make sure, speaking of what Nolan said, make sure you're taking advantage of this book down below. Click the link and get it. It is going off the bookshelves, the virtual bookshelves, very fast. 80 pages, hardcover, stories you're not going to find anywhere else, insight you're not going to find anywhere else. Make sure you get DAWGSTRUCTION is down below. Thanks to everybody who's already bought it. The list is getting very long of folks who have done so. There's stuff in there you're not going to see anywhere else. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But for Nolan, I think this is the right move. A Savannah native, went to go to IMG after some of his high school career, and going to Georgia, really definitely a Georgia guy. Very proud of where he's from, and winning the national championship is something that you can never take away from Nolan. But I think coming back is definitely about his ability to stretch higher in the in the draft. I mean, the 2022 draft, just the guys I named earlier would probably go in front of him. Trayvon Walker, Jordan Davis, because he's a particular type of guy. And then there are other Aiden Hutchinson, people like that. Could Nolan have a year where he vaults into the top 25 players into the draft? Yeah, he could. He could. Now, he's got some work to do before that, but these guys aren't scared of work, man. I mean, that's not an issue for people like Nolan Smith and this Georgia defense. They are willing to do the work. Now, I think for Georgia in 22, the biggest thing about Nolan coming back, let's put aside, you know, the discussion of Nolan himself. He bring in terms of his draft stock, he brings you the ability immediately to have a leader who's done it before. That's come back. There won't be a void there. You've got institutional knowledge right away. You're going to have a new defensive coordinator or set of defensive coordinators. That's important. It's important to have voices that people respect. And Nolan's one of those guys. Nolan is one of the guys that's got something to say. And I don't like he's not just talking to talk. He's got something real to say. And bringing that back will help them during the off season. It will help them, Georgia, during the regular season. It's a someone with maturity of Nolan will help you get through what's not a lot of fun about the off season, which some of us have experienced. The 5:45 runs, the lifting, the non-sport part of playing a sport, which is getting ready for a season. Nolan will help with that, and he's done it before multiple times. Um, these younger guys, Bear Alexander, Williams, they're gonna need um, they're gonna need leadership and help and so forth. I mean, having watched Darius Smith from Baxley, excuse me, that guy can straight up get to the quarterback, and that's something that with some or just he's just one example, but you know Nolan can help those guys say, hey, this is the right thing to do, and this is not in these off seasons. Don't try to rush too much. Like, don't try to just do exactly what we're supposed to do, and let's do that, not anything more or less. I think it's the right call. Obviously, he didn't get some crazy high-end draft stock level, but this guy is Nolan Smith, Trayvon Walker go back a ways, and I think it was right for Trayvon to go, considering the way that he played at the end of the season. I think it's the right move for Nolan to come back. The money's always going to be there. He can get an NIL deal with any number of people. Any slew of companies that are out there. This is about maximizing your potential at the next level where the huge money is. And to me, Nolan made the right choice. I think it's really good for Georgia in particular that Nolan came back, and now you're going to see the edge set by Nolan Smith in 2022. We'll be talking about this more over on Dawg Post. This is something we talked about on the message board over the weekend, maybe on Thursday or Friday. Hey, do you think Nolan Smith? Yeah, I thought Nolan would come back, and he's announced that he has. I think it's the right move, and we'll see you over on the website.